Hey folks, Thomas here with Half a Man. Welcome to my bedroom. It's not that funny. So I had my gastric sleeve surgery on May 22nd. June 22nd would have been about a month, and so I'm probably about a month and 2 weeks since my surgery. Last time we talked, I was still on soft foods. I've now started the essentially regular food stage. I was kind of going to give a little bit of a heads up what that's like for those of you who might be coming close to this or just curious what's going to happen in the future. Kind of going off the cuff, unscripted today. So basically what to expect. You are going to have to really test your stomach. Right now, I cannot eat a full amount of what I would call a small portion. For me, I had maybe a quarter of a chicken breast, and that filled me up. Went to visit some family near the 4th of July, and we observed all social distancing etiquette as best as we could. But it was difficult. I noticed that it was hard to find foods that I could eat with everyone else. I have a brother who it kind of dawned on us finally what the surgery has kind of how it's affected us. We used to eat at restaurants. That was our bonding time, and we used to I would come to town, and we'd say, "Hey, you want to go eat? Let's go eat." So we'd go out to the name Mexican restaurant, whatever you want to call it, Mexican restaurant, Chinese buffet, and we would eat and talk and eat and talk and eat and eat and eat some more. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do it also because of COVID, but we couldn't do it because of just my diet. We did end up finding a place that served rotisserie chicken. Took a chicken home. I ate part of it, but it was challenging because wasn't enormous. It was maybe a quarter of a chicken, small rotisserie, one of the small rotisserie chickens, and I did end up eating most of it, but it took me about 4 hours. So, just to give you an example of what you can and can't eat and how long it takes. So that is a big difference. Is being sure to limit your portion size. And the problem is your brain still says, "Oh, I can eat all this." Well, you can't, because if you do, you'll make yourself sick. Also, I have learned, and I've been fortunate not to have learned the hard way, but I've learned that you have to be very cautious with how you drink and eat. Now, I knew this going in; it wasn't necessarily a surprise to me. But you forget how you're supposed to drink, and basically you don't want to drink anything, or you want to drink 30 minutes before you eat, and then eat your meal, and then you want to wait about probably another 30 to 45 minutes before you drink again. It is kind of challenging, so you want to be careful of what you can eat. So most of my diet lately, I haven't been too adventurous. I'm really trying to avoid a lot of carbs, so I haven't really been eating anything with sugars and carbs. It's a modified keto diet, basically just high protein. So I'm eating. I've been buying the tuna fish in a pouch. You can buy them at most grocery stores. It's a pouch. They've got seasoned flavor. You've got lemon pepper and different flavors. Bumblebee tuna and chicken of the sea both make pretty good pouched tuna selections. Been eating a lot of beef jerky and pork rinds. Now, those aren't necessarily good for you because the sodium level is through the roof, and that can cause you to retain water. So you want to be careful with that. I've probably pushed the limit, probably more than I should a few times, so you want to be careful with that. Beyond that, it's really just finding things you can palate, you can hold down. As far as eating out, don't really eat out. Of course, again, COVID controls a lot of that, but I do eat. If we are out and we're near Chick-fil-A, I'll get the grilled nuggets, and I'll get the usually the 4 or the 6 count, and I can usually take about 30 minutes. I can eat those. So you can find things. You just want to be very careful of what you eat and how often. Also, exercise. It's good to exercise. You don't necessarily have to run out and join a gym. In fact, my clinic didn't recommend I do that. They did say I need to walk though. So I do try to walk about 2 to 3 miles every night. Here lately, I have noticed that while I'm losing weight, I've lost about probably 45 pounds since May 22nd. I've hit a few stalls. We'll get into that in a minute. Basically, I've learned that your feet, actually, not that I ever considered my feet fat or plump, but you end up losing weight in your feet, and your shoes fit differently. Unfortunately, the last probably week, I've been encountering heel, what do you call it? Not chafing, but it's rubbing blisters. So I probably need to look at different some type of different shoe for that. So be cautious of that. So it's painful for me to walk right now, but prior to that, I was walking about 2 to 3 miles around the neighborhood. Really, you want to go for time. So I was walking about an hour each night, hour and 15 minutes. For me, I live in Texas, Central Texas, so it's hot in the day. So I was choosing to walk about 7:45, 8 o'clock at night. Seems to work for me pretty well. Beyond that, again, you want to stay active. You want to be moving. I do work at a desk job, so I sit, unfortunately, behind the computer, so I have to make myself get up. As kind of a reward to myself, and I got this maybe a few weeks after the surgery. I got an Apple Watch. By the way, the purple band is for National Tracheostomy Awareness. Is what that stands for. I have a son who has a trach, so I wear that for that reason. And so I think I just set Siri off here. Let me see if I can turn her off. There we go. That did it. So kind of to recap, determine what you can eat once you're able to eat normal foods. Don't overeat. Don't drink and eat at the same time. You need to space that out. Again, roughly 30 minutes before you can drink, eat, and then after you've eaten, wait about 30 to 45 minutes before you drink again. You want to probably avoid carbs for a while. You want to walk. You want to exercise. It doesn't have to be anything strenuous, but something simple like just walking around your neighborhood will work. To finish out the watch reasons, though, I got the watch, and it has actually, for those of you who have an Apple Watch, and I'm sure that some of the Fitbits have them as well, is they have fitness tracking. So Apple has a fitness tracking app that I use. I use my Fitness Pal, and I also use Map My Walk. Those integrate with the Apple tracking system. So when you walk, and you can use the app that's for, in my case, Map My Walk, it will sync up to your phone, and then your phone will update automatically how far you've walked. So it's kind of handy. It shows you your calorie usage. I try to log my meals through that. As far as the stalls, what that means is, and this probably doesn't count as a real stall. We're looking at probably if you're 3 to 4 weeks and you've not really budged from your weight, could be a stall. Just work through it. Just push through it. You can talk to your nutritionist, see if you're getting enough protein, getting enough to eat, enough calories. I'm being told by everyone on the groups that it's just common, and you will push through it, and it's usually related to water weight. Your body does not want to go back, or does not want to give up the fat cells, I guess, don't want to give up the structure that they have, so they retain your water. Eventually, they'll give up and they'll release, and then you'll start losing weight again. So it's just something to take note of with that. Beyond that, no major changes. I feel pretty good throughout the day. You do have to get through the head hunger. And again, that's where you feel like you're really hungry, so you eat. You feel like you need to eat more, and you don't. You really need to space out your eating. So take a bite, chew, until you can't chew anymore, swallow, wait a few seconds, wait a minute, and then you can keep eating. But once you start to feel full, even try to determine before you feel full, stop eating. Some say you should weigh your food. I personally don't. I might start doing that at some point as I branch out with different foods. Again, primarily it's been just proteins. I tried canned fish. I tried buying some sardines because I Googled canned fish, and there's this fitness guy who I'll put a link to his videos in the comments, but or description, but he just loved canned fish. And I was like, I'm going to get me some canned fish. So I ordered some sardines, and I ordered mackerel and something else. So oysters and it's gross. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I tried it. I tried to make myself eat it. Tried to make myself like it. Finished a quarter of the can. Can't do it anymore. Made me sick. Made me real sick that night. So maybe it's for you. It's not for me. Don't care for it. They were high in omega-3, so I do eat the tuna, which is the pouches, but I go, that's about as far as I'll go. Now I like fish, I like salmon, but I'm not going to eat it in the can. It's just not very good to me. You may like it, you may love it, I don't know. we're all different, to each their own, I guess. Um, that is really it. You know, the biggest thing also is clothes. You know, while I may not be losing as fast, or at least be where I'd like to be, my clothes are telling me that it's that I'm losing weight. You know, I joked on a post on one of the Facebook groups and said I can't keep my pants on, and I can't. And that's with a belt too. Now I'm holding out as long as I can until I absolutely have to buy some new clothes. But you know, I'm just financial mostly, but also because it's just, you know, I want to see how far I can go before I actually have to buy anything. Shorts are fitting better, pants are fitting better. So I have noticed some big differences. So again, that is really it. I don't have any other updates. If you have questions, put them in the comments. You know, I try not to be too critical of when I cut these of myself. I looked at my last video and I kept doing this with my hands, and I think it's just a nervous habit. Other than that, I've also grown some facial hair. I'm probably going to shave it off because I can't grow facial hair. That has nothing to do with the surgery or really with this video, but I just wanted to mention that. That is it. So, talk to you later.